Hey everybody, we are on day 1 of homeschool. So I did have some work to go and do this morning at one of the properties, so we went over to do that, and the girls did do well, we just walked through our planners, which I'll show you guys later. We've just been shopping. What have we gone and got, Nevaeh, as you've got them all packed up next to you?
Oh yeah, so we've got some acrylic paintbrushes, more for like
I don't think we need to go through all those. What are all the pillows for?
All the pillows are for the floor cushions that we're going to use for the craft cabin. And this is also, we're going to paint them and colour them in.
Yep, put yours down please, Alina.
Craft cabin. And then put them in the craft cabin.
So we have in our house, we have, it's kind of like a tree house, but it's not a tree house. And the girls are going to make that into a craft cabin. Which is an area that they're just going to be able to go and create, and it's just theirs. So they have got carte blanche on creativity in there. We've got some fine line pens as well. Yeah, so they'll show you, or I'll share with you when they're creating all of their artwork for that. We are now going to go back home, finish doing the planners that we didn't get a chance to do so far this morning. So one of the things that I just do want to share is that I'm quite an organised person, and I love to plan and I love to research. It's like some of the strengths that I have. And originally when I planned this out, I suppose I did it a bit like a school timetable, and then I'd forgotten that I needed to be at one of the properties for a washing machine repair this morning, and it really threw me. I was like, oh no, that's like not the greatest start and whatever. But actually what was really interesting is that there was a complete lesson in everything that we went and did this morning anyway, far greater than any kind of exercise that we could have done sat down going through exercise books or researching online. So it's reiterated how many life lessons that the girls are exposed to that we can utilise. If you can wait until we get home for that one, darling, please.
It was already had a hold.
Yeah, she's trying to open up a thingy already, bless her. If you leave it on though, because then it will keep it nice and clean for when you go to do it.
I just figured out this for cats.
So yeah, so it's really made me relax into it a little bit more, because sometimes I can put a lot of pressure on myself of making sure that I try and do things the right way and that I'm doing the best for them and all that type of stuff. So actually, so far it's been quite successful, although it didn't go according to my original plan at all. So girls, what are you feeling so far today?
Happy! Really, energetic. I'm really excited to do my canvas.
That's so cool. Cool, right, we'll catch you later guys. Say bye-bye.
Bye!
So the girls are currently doing, oh sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. The girls are currently doing their planner. So this is a daily planner that is a bit more of a personal one. It means that they can put down what their mood is, if they've got any goals or reminders. It means also do their water intake, especially being summer. I think it's important to help them to be responsible for that. We are also doing, in a minute sweetie, they're also doing whether they've got any things that they want to do today. And then at the end of the day, there is a section where it's got end of day mood, what went well, what could go better. And this is just to help them to, I suppose, almost get into a habit of journaling, which can be very therapeutic, but also to help them to start really understanding any patterns that they have. This is also really good if you are into circadian rhythms, which basically means that all of us have a natural rhythm in the day where we have peaks and troughs of energy in particular. And so this also then really helps them to identify that within themselves. So that's what we've come back to do. The weather is actually a lot better than was forecasted. And so we're going to have the teddy bears picnic for our lunch. Sorry, Alina?
Which one's... That was in between that
after the n. Sorry, just trying to help her with her.
This one.
It's for morning. Well done. So on Alina's bucket list, was to do, yeah, I'll give it to you as soon as she's done, she's nearly finished, was to do a teddy bear's picnic. So and originally it was forecast to rain all this week, and as it's not raining, we're going to go and do that for our lunch today, which would be pretty good, and then come back and do some more work. But so far our house is a little bit upside down because we've been sanding down the dining room table and re-varnishing that, so our whole house stinks of varnish right now, but that's nearly completed as well. So we are done, just about to go and surprise Nevaeh, so come with me. Oh. Sorry, you just get the me behind a cushion. Breaking everything. Nevaeh, do you want to see?
Yes.
You want to try it out?
Yeah. I'll tell you.
So we've just recently done this to Nevaeh's bed. We've got to finish it.
Yo.
And that's why she's got a ladder, and we've got all the tools and stuff still underneath, but we're going to create wardrobes, maybe put this underneath, we're not quite sure. So okay, so just been clearing some space. Right, you can hook this one underneath, then move up a little bit, like rest on the top as if you're going to read. Comfy?
Oh yeah, it's really also comfortable in the back of my neck because of this.
Yeah. So this is why I made this one 5 pillows across, so that we could fold it over. Pretty cool.
She also measured me with a pillow to do it.
I did. So the next way that you can do this is fold it over that way instead. It makes a slightly shorter bed, but
it's pretty comfy.
Good. So yeah. So we had day 1 of homeschool today, and it did not go as planned at all. And I'm really happy about that because originally when I was thinking about the homeschool, I had everything, pretty much planned out, scheduled, almost like you would a normal school day, I guess. And the beauty of being homeschooling or home educating is that there's a lot more flexibility in that. And today it really kind of showed me that the unscripted moments are where the more profound lessons are, if you like. And that was so reassuring because actually we had a fantastic first day because it wasn't so planned and scheduled, if you like. And it also then gave me the confidence. It's easy to feel like this is a great thing to do if you're super organised and you've got all of your ducks in a row and you've got everything scheduled and all of the lessons sorted. But what happens when it doesn't go according to plan? What happens when more flexibility is needed? We had that on day 1, which was amazing. So part of it was my fault. I had originally, when I decided we were going to homeschool, forgotten that I had an appointment that I had to be at one of our properties for a repair. It's not something that I'm normally there to do. So yeah, that threw out the schedule. Sorry, I just got interrupted by Kiddly Winkos. So yeah, I think I was just saying that the unscripted moments gave us a lot. Yeah, part of it was my fault, and part of it was other things that we could do. Originally, the weather forecast was that it was going to rain. I'd got the girls to write a bucket list for some of the things that they also wanted to do throughout the summer holidays. And I thought, well, if I can combine the two things, then that also shows them that homeschooling or home educating can also be flexible and a bit more fun. So Alina wanted to do a teddy bear's picnic, and the weather forecast predominantly for this week was rain. But actually today it was hot and it was dry, so I said, right, well, it's nearly lunchtime as we were on our way back. Let's do the teddy bear's picnic. So did that, took it all over to the field, took over the books so the girls could do the reading there as well. It was quite busy. A lot of their friends were there, so there was a lot of distractions. but all of them bar Nevaeh did some reading, but she's pretty good with her reading anyway. After they'd finished some food and then went off and played a little bit, which is good. And then there was a thunderstorm, and Alina, who's my 6-year-old, was petrified. I mean, her face was just pure terror, and she was like, "We need to go home right now." And I've never seen her so scared. Never seen her so scared. And so we came back, but then it gave us an opportunity to look into why thunderstorms happen and why lightning happens, and help her to maybe understand the process so it can be a little bit less scary. She still really doesn't like the noise, and that's the part that scares her. And then that led on to her wanting to also learn about tornadoes and that type of thing. We don't really have them that much in this country, but we did all that. So surprised learning that we had. So all in all, it was a very, very, very successful first day, just not as planned. So I did start off the day going through their folders. So a lot of the things that I have in their folders are a bit more structured. So we have 2 daily planners. One is more personal and one is a little bit more academic. And the personal planner has things like the mood that they're in, if they've got any reminders, goals that they might have, what they're grateful for. It has like a water thing that they can colour in for every time they've finished a glass of water. And then there's a few other bits and pieces in there. And then at the end of the day on the same sheet, it still has the same thing. So end of day mood. And then it has what went well today and what can I improve, or what did I do well today and what can I improve. And this is an important factor from my perspective to help them with, because I massively I'm a massive advocate for emotional intelligence, for them getting to understand themselves, to understand their emotions, to be able to react accordingly and not just be reactional. There's a very big difference. And when you're younger, that's quite hard to put all of those things into context. And that's why children have tantrums and all that type of thing, because they don't really know how to control their own emotions or communicate in such a way that it can help them to overcome that. So this is a really important factor for me to help them to implement. There's also so much scientific evidence about the positivity and the benefits of journaling and that type of thing. So we have that, and then the other planner is a bit more of an academic one. So majority of the days we'll start off with things like cosmic yoga, especially for the younger ones, or just yoga for the slightly older too. And then throughout the day, usually in the afternoon, there is a meditation as well. It's one of the things that I have understood about the girls as a whole, not even with just homeschooling, is that there gets to a point in the afternoon where they just all seem to be at each other. Their tempers are weary, they are hypersensitive, very, very reactional, and I've found that meditation really helps with that. And today was a perfect example of that. It was perfectly timed, completely by accident, by the way, but it just worked so well. Other things that we did today, we also went shopping to the range. I really wanted to make the girls some floor cushions, because we want to turn the treehouse type thing into a crafting area. And I also really want to create a number of reading nooks within the house. We don't have a very big house, there's very limited space, and none of us have our own space. All of us share rooms. And so having some spaces throughout the house that we can try and create these little reading nooks is really important. So these floor cushions are just made from pillows and pillowcases sewn together, and they've come out so well. So I've made 2 of them so far, and the great part is they work out to be just under £20 per floor cushion to make, and for ours your children might be different, but made up of 5 cushion or 5 pillows each to accommodate for height and that type of thing. But I will put a video up on how I made that, so if you do want to create your own, if you're inspired to, then of course you can follow that. Just look out for that on the YouTube channel, and then there'll be written instructions on the blog, so you can do that too. So yeah, so all in all, that was pretty good. Picked up a few other bits and pieces from the range as well. Things like colouring pens, a few more writing books for the girls. Grace has lost a lot of confidence with regards to writing. So cursive writing is what is taught at school, probably similar to maybe your children. But she can never even read her own writing a lot of the time. So I feel like I just need to go back a few steps. And that's also the beauty of doing this, because there is no time schedule as such. If we need to deep dive, if we need to revisit, if we need to slow down, we've got the flexibility of being able to do that. And that's also one of the biggest factors of us even considering doing homeschooling. It's a huge undertaking. And this is why we're not taking this decision very lightly at all. This is why we've got this trial going on. But Grace in particular has just lost so much confidence, and I find it heartbreaking, like really heartbreaking, but especially in her writing. So we have got some things to practice, and I'll just see how that goes. If any of you have ever experienced this with your children and you've got some tips, I am all ears and I would love to hear them. So please do drop that information in the comments. And also if you've had a similar struggle, I would love to hear about that too. So yeah, so picked up some of those. What else did we get? Butterfly kits, butterfly and bug kits. So a butterfly net and a bug kit type thing. Oh my gosh, they had so much fun with that. They caught a few butterflies today with some of their friends while they were in the park. So again, another learning moment. And that was a lot of fun, So yeah, so brilliant first day really. Let's see what tomorrow brings. So we're doing a 2-week trial, and then they will have the remainder of the summer holidays. And of course we'll be making our decision as to what we do going forward from there. But yeah, so far so good. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had so many parenting wins today. There was a few frustrations as well. And I think that's the difference. You know, when it comes to this, I think a lot of even just parenting as a whole, a lot of it is managing your own personal emotions, your own reactions. It's you not being the person that reacts to a situation. It's you being the calm in the storm type thing. I've learnt so much from my children from that side of things, and even Kiesha when she was younger. And my self-reflection, if you ever want to find out your worst traits as a person, have children because they mirror them completely. And I think for homeschooling, very much is the managing your own emotions, to have so much patience even when things seem to be going not according to plan or not the way that you wanted or any of those types of stuff. It's being the calm influence within that, is being fluid really, and being able to flow with things instead of being rigid. So yeah, I've actually really enjoyed today, massively enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to sharing the rest with you, so watch this space.